my name's Adam Voigt and I'm the founder and director of Real Schools, and I'm here today to present to you a new program that we have for 2014 called the Teacher FastTrack. I'm excited about the Teacher FastTrack for the main reason that it reflects so much of my own thinking as a principal, and also it reflects the countless conversations that I've had with principals and with school leaders around the country who tell me that there's a cohort in their school that have the greatest scope to both place an anchor but also to accelerate the attainment of your school strategic objectives. And that's our teachers who are in their first 4 years or so of service. So your early career or graduate teachers is the label that you might have attached to these guys. And so this program is very much about enabling, empowering and uplifting that cohort of teachers in your school through a distinct focus on their practice and their pedagogy. And this video today is for me to outline to you the 10 reasons that I believe the Teacher FastTrack is what you need to be able to help you move that cohort of teachers forward in a really accelerated way in your school. The first reason that I think this is a fantastic program is that it's no event. It's an ongoing program, and we're going to provide 5 full days of intensive and of inspiring learning for your graduate teachers. So by that I mean that we're going to have 3 distinct workshops, so a 2-day intensive to kick off the workshop, a 2-day intensive in the middle, and a 1-dayer at the end where we make sure that we record a lot of our progress through video reports that our FastTrack teachers will provide. The second reason is because we have a specific focus on teacher quality through this program. So while we've been able to identify that this cohort has the most significant, I refer to as the risk traction about them, what we are going to do in this program is take our FastTrack teachers on a journey. We're going to take them away from an implicit framework of the way they work, which means using a bunch of tips and tricks that they've picked up either in their pre-service training or in their early phase of their career, and we're going to bring that out and make it explicit. So we're going to actually examine our teacher practice, put it on the table, deprivatise it if you will, and make sure that our colleagues around us are fully aware of the way that we're practicing. That means that they're making a contribution to your school in terms of consistent practice, which is just hugely important. The third reason I think that the program really gets somewhere is that it's so tailored. We will survey online each of the FastTrack teachers to determine both their existing strengths, skills and capabilities, but also their weaknesses, because let's be honest, we all have them. And it's through those weaknesses that we can move forward to my fourth point today, which is our practice projects. So very early in the first intensive, we make it clear to FastTrack teachers that what we want them to do is to find that area that they have the greatest scope for improvement and work on it. And we provide them with structures and frameworks to be able to work in a really clear and explicit way on the element of their practice that they think they require the greatest improvement in. From there, we say that when they get back to school, they need to make sure that they're surrounded with people who can actually help them move forward. In particular, we encourage them to appoint an in-school mentor. Now, that in-school mentor isn't just someone who comes along and has a chat with them, but in a very focused and very structured way, they help them to be able to move through their practice project. And we provide the in-school mentor with so much information and so much support to be able to move forward that we actually get to the point where we think that you're almost getting 2 for 1 on your Teacher FastTrack deal. Not only is your FastTrack teacher being moved along through a really clear project, but we're also helping an in-school mentor be able to step up and to learn how to not only be a great practitioner, but to be able to lead and to move others forward in their practice also. Going on from there, we're going to establish some ongoing connection opportunities for our FastTrack teachers also. So that means online, but also through a variety of different forums and through a variety of different resources. We'll be providing FastTrack teachers the opportunity to check in with each other and to make sure that there's a focus throughout the entire FastTrack teacher experience of ongoing dialogue around practice that we think can be really exciting. We're also going to benefit your school. So that means that any school that decides that they're going to register a teacher in the FastTrack program for 2014 immediately becomes a Real Schools member. And what that means is that your entire school community will have access every month to an article about teacher practice, to an article about better cultural leadership, and also to a short video which we refer to as being our staff meeting conversation starters. That's less than about 3 minutes, and you can play it at a staff meeting to make sure that there's a conversation around practice and not just about, I guess, the organisation of the next sports day, which we know can happen in schools that are so busy in a contemporary world. The next thing we're going to make sure that the next thing that is just hugely important is the structure and the content of the program. So we're going to make sure that every little bit of content is relevant around the idea of teacher practice and pedagogy. So what I mean by that is that we'll have elements around individual behaviour planning for your most challenging students. We'll have elements of classroom management planning. We'll show teachers how to use a relational or restorative framework to move forward. We'll show them how to deal with angry and aggressive students. We'll show them how to build resilience and self-esteem, and we'll show them how to build fantastic, thick, meaningful relationships with parents from which they can leverage a better partnership. And we think that's something that is lacking from a lot of programs that early career teachers can get themselves involved in. We also think that links beautifully to the AITSL frameworks for teachers. So wherever your teachers are along those different phases of the framework, they'll be able to identify very clearly where they're working to maximise the relevance of the program and to make sure that you know exactly where your teachers are mapping also. And then finally, on the last day of the fast track, our teachers will present their journey. They'll present the distance that they've covered, and that'll be recorded for you. It'll be also able to be accessed by, that day will be able to be accessed by any school leader in your school who wants to come along and see how far your fast track teachers have progressed. And so through the recording of those videos, you'll always have a permanent record of how far your teachers have come through the fast track. And we think that that's really important, because any school that's going to implement some sort of change needs to be able to maximise the relevance of that change by being able to prove the distance covered. And so that's something that we'll also have as a focus through our exit interviews and our exit surveys, and your school will keep all of those materials as a record of your teacher fast track experience. So if you think that this is something that might be of benefit to you, that might be of benefit to your teachers, that might be of benefit to your school community, then I just can't encourage you more strongly to have a look at the link that is at the bottom of the screen now. And if you head there, you'll be able to check out everything you need. You'll be able to download a prospectus, you'll be able to download a registration form, you'll even be able to register immediately online through our Eventbrite site. And that's really important, because we are capping the Teacher Fast Track programs at 20. That's because this isn't going to be a conference, it's going to be a conversation. And we think that it's a conversation worth having, and that your school will have enormous benefit from. We're really looking forward to hearing from you.